up, I thank God. Straight from the mud, now it's time to get the pie. Sweat, hit them blood, you can see it in my eye.
Thank you, Cody, for texting me because I didn't even realize that the mute button was on. No, I've been talking this whole time. Thank you. Um, because I didn't see y'all's comments. Basically, I'll just re-say what I was saying. Talking about Diddy's acquittal and the case that Jaguar has been named in. Both are back-to-back hearings. Today was the hearing that Diddy's attorneys requested, basically requesting for him to be acquitted of his current charges, of which he is sitting in MDC awaiting his sentencing, which is scheduled for October 3rd, next week. The hearing, Parham versus Combs, is scheduled for 10 a.m. on October 14th. That is the sex trafficking and sexual abuse case that Jaguar has been named in, ironically by Ariel Mitchell Kidd. You know what's so ironic about all this with Ariel? And that's what I was saying last time. That lie where I was falling asleep, I ain't gonna lie. I lost track of everything I was saying. But essentially what I was trying to say about Ariel. Ariel has represented multiple victims who, I noticed this. Every victim that has brought allegations against Diddy that Ariel has defended have all lost their cases. Including, what's her name? Suzanne, is it Suzanne? Suzanne Wright, I believe, or I gotta look up her name in my notes. The woman who's appealing Diddy getting acquitted of the RICO and the sex trafficking charges. I believe her name is Susan. I believe it's Susan Wright or something like that. It's in my screenshots when I was researching it. But basically, she's appealing the judge's decision to acquit him of the sex trafficking and the RICO charges in the original case. In addition to that, the hearing that is scheduled for October 14th is another charge of RICO and sex trafficking in the Parham versus Combs. And again, that is the case that Jaguar is named in, along with Drewski and Odell Beckham and Big Homie CC. So again, sir, and after that, there's 157 additional cases that Tony Busby is filing as we speak, all scheduled for hearings, sir. You literally have damn near 200 fucking court hearings coming up. Diddy, get very comfortable, sir. They not gonna get you acquitted. I don't give a damn what they said today. And what's even more crazy is the judge has not made any decision based off the hearing today. In fact, which I'm about to show y'all on these screenshots from the news article. In fact, the judge is leaning towards giving Diddy a long, like the maximum sentence. Like, nigga, you already, in my opinion, all commentary on my channel is alleged outside of my real life experience. Now, it is my opinion, Diddy, that you had to have come out of pocket something major to get the jury to acquit you of the sex trafficking and the RICO when there was substantial evidence of people making allegations, multiple allegations, that you allegedly paid for the transporting of the escorts. Now, what's so ironic is that the hearing that is scheduled for October 14th, literally verbatim, is the same fucking exact allegations, just by a whole entire different defendant. They are alleging that not only did you and allegedly Jaguar and a bunch of other people participate in the transportation of women being transported to multiple locations for your little freak offs and all your alleged, raping and things like that, but also that you allegedly paid for the male escorts that Cassie and the other girlfriend allege you made them have sex with. So paying for the transportation of any sort of prostitute, whether male or female, that are traveling across state lines all is evidence of alleged sex trafficking and RICO charges. So now you've got a whole nother case of the same charge being brought against you, a whole new case. A week, what is it, a week and 2 days after your sentencing? Well, essentially 11 days after your sentencing for additional prostitution charges, and the chick is appealing the RICO and the sex trafficking charges that were overturned since they dismissed her. How the fuck a judge gonna dismiss 21 of 22 counts with evidence submitted of allegations, 22 counts of sex trafficking and RICO charges? Something in the milk definitely ain't clean there. And that judge definitely, in my opinion, seemed like maybe you might be scared that your ass might be getting exposed. And that's why the fuck maybe you allegedly dismissed. Because again, under what grounds did you have to dismiss all of her allegations with prejudice? I can't wait to hear all of her evidence and see the evidence that is presented during her appeal hearing. And I definitely am hoping that she gets a better, more objective judge, because is it me in my funky Dineva voice, or didn't Judge Ratkoff, didn't his name end up either on the Epstein list or on the Diddler's list? I could have sworn I've seen that name before. And if your name was on the freak off list, then you should not be presiding over any hearing or any case involving the Diddler. That presents a huge conflict of interest. I am going to do more research to find out if those rumors are true, because that would explain why he dismissed the RICO and the sex trafficking, 21 of 22 charges, and then the one charge that is left, you're still in limbo about it. Sir, please go have several seats in somebody's jail, because that's where the fuck your ass need to be. Now, let me get to y'all comments right quick. Again, good to see you, my good brother. Diddy is really getting acquitted. They're trying. That's what they went to court today for, was for them, literally for his attorneys to request to the judge to have him acquitted of the current charges that he is awaiting sentencing for. Again, is the audacity. Ms. Williams, good to see you, my love. Thank you so much for greeting the family. Appreciate you. She said, I heard that Diddy's team is pushing for him to be acquitted, but it's not definite. And I heard the FBI is pushing for immediate arrest for people at Rock Nation. I've heard that too. Y'all do know that Jay-Z and Beyonce are going to be arrested soon. They're going to go in one after the other. I've seen it 3 times. Now, it may not happen until the early part of 2026, but it is going to happen, because I keep seeing it in the 5D. Now, Diddy's team is only pushing for an immediate acquittal because of the sentencing hearing, and they know that Judge Arun ain't fucking with Diddy. Judge Arun has denied every single bail request, no matter how much money this motherfucker has offered. I really hope Judge Arun keeps that same energy, not only with this acquittal, but with the sentencing that's coming up next week. Throw the book at that motherfucker, give him all the time, because even if Diddy doesn't get the maximum sentence next week, sir, you got the October 14th hearing coming up, plus 157 more after that. Like I said, get comfortable. You're not getting out of jail no time soon. Up here talking about some, and every day is a step closer to getting out. If delusions of grandeur were a person, that person would be the Diddler mixed with Jacqueline Suzette Wright. Both delusional as fuck. I swear to God. Now, let me look at the rest of these comments. I do hope you feel better, Andrew. Good to see you, my good brother, as well. Now, family, for those who have asked why I don't use super chats, super stickers, and memberships, because of the large percentage that YouTube takes. So, if instead of you trying to, send a super chat, super sticker, or sign up for a membership, feel free to send any donations to support my channel to my Cash App or Venmo. It goes directly to me and does support my channel, as well as all costs associated with multi-streaming and editing and digital marketing. It's also scrolling across the bottom of the screen. At the end of the live, depending on how late it is, I will offer time for those, because there were some people that had popped into the chat when I was doing the readings yesterday, and it was more towards the end. So if it's not too late towards the end of this live, I will allow some time for those who have a question that you would like a psychic reading answer to. If you would like to book a private reading, I am offering 15-minute readings, which are audio calls, and 30-minute and 1-hour video consultations. I do have openings for this weekend, so just let me know. And during the live, if you have a question that you want a psychic answer to or want a psychic reading, let me know. First question is free. Second question is a donation amount of $11.11. Now, with that being said, if you'd like to support the channel and or book a reading, the information is always going to be scrolling across the bottom of the screen. But no, I do not plan to re-enable super chats, super stickers, and I don't plan to ever enable memberships through YouTube, because again, too many articles were showing evidence of people's IP addresses getting hacked or getting leaked and their accounts being hacked. So that just keeps everybody safe. If you want to support the channel, send your donation to Cash App or Venmo. Again, it is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Also, for those who have not, make sure that you are subscribed and follow me on Rumble. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my Rumble DzPeepz. Thank you to my subscribers. We are now officially over the 100 follower threshold on Rumble. So thank you to my Rumble DzPeepz for your continued support. Thank everybody who has left comments after the lives, and to those who do engage in the chat during the live. Now, because I am within the StreamYard studio, if you are watching from Rumble right now, I can't visibly see your comments in the chat, but when I go to watch the replay, if I see any comments, I will respond and address them then. So again, make sure that you are subscribed and follow me on Rumble for all of my uncensored content. Y'all make sure to hit the like, hit the like, hit the like on the way in, hit the like on the way out. Hit the like, hit the like. Make sure to share the video as well. And your participation in the chat is appreciated as well. Definitely good to see you, my good brother Andrew. And shout out to everybody that's been signing my Stop Global Cyberbullying Gang Stalking petition and sharing it. For those who have not, feel free to sign and share my petition so that we can start the litigation process against YouTube and Google. She says she got her popcorn. I know that's right. What are the XPs? I don't know what XPs. What you mean? Are you talking about in the chat? Every time I see XPs, I think of my Marvel Comics Contest of Champions game. Because that's part of the experience points you get on that game. Is that something in the chat? With XPs? I'm not sure. Okay. She said I had to get more popcorn. These YouTube streets was hot tonight with people talking about the remake. Okay, now you got your wrench. Okay, so good to see you. Yeah, Cody is the one and only moderator now for the channel. Since I'm leaving the chat open, that way if he sees some trolls and I'm sharing screen, he can handle upon it. April, good to see you, my love. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Family, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Exactly. She ain't gonna be able to talk her way out of this shit. Like, you're gonna have to present evidence. Because again, I'm signed up and have notifications enabled for the docket, specifically tied to the Parham versus Combs case. They have not made one decision on Jaguar's motion that she filed on September 2nd requesting to be dismissed from the case, which means to me, seeing as how now there is still time, don't get me wrong, there is still time for them to get to her request and possibly approve it, but they haven't. Now, will they at the last minute approve her motion to be dismissed from the case? It could happen. It could. I just don't think it is. I don't think you're going to be able to finesse your way out of this. I don't think you're going to be able to flirt your way with a constable out of this. I don't think you're going to be able to talk your way out of this. I think you're going to be required to go to court and present evidence. And I think that's probably why, according to Andrew, you was asking your subscribers again for $25K allegedly for legal fees, because you probably know that your ass got to go to court and prove your innocence. Plus, the Penske when we was aligned, didn't ODZ say that that Penske hearing was going to be in September of 2025? Has she gone? Has anybody heard about the Penske case? Because I ain't heard shit about that. And I haven't been on her channel, so I don't know. Or Odell's. Has anybody heard about the Penske hearing, the truck hearing, the alleged theft? Damn, that's also why she was tripping about the grand larceny shit on YouTube. Because I forgot about that Penske hearing where she was accused of stealing it, allegedly. So I'm saying, you got the Penske hearing, then you got this hearing coming up on the 14th. That's not a good look. Back-to-back hearings that involve theft, accusations of theft, accusations of sex trafficking, accusations of what all was it? It was sex trafficking, RICO, and sexual abuse. Those are some serious accusations, all of them. And it's alleged that some of the other accusers working with Busby have more alleged stories that involve you, Jaguar. And this shit's going to court. I think there might be some truth to what Andrew said about you allegedly asking your subscribers for $25K for legal fees. Because you don't need legal fees if you're getting dismissed from cases. You need to pay legal fees when you got to defend yourself in court. It's interesting. Ms. Williams said, I don't believe Diddy is coming home, but I do believe he won't get the max sentence because he's singing like he's on a church choir against Jay. It ain't about him singing against Jay. First of all, Jay-Z has more pull than Diddy does because he's in a higher ranking. If anybody gets off, it would be Jay-Z getting off before Diddy ever would. And Jay-Z ain't gonna get off. I see him and Beyonce being arrested between 2026 and 2027, him first. And Diddy's not getting off. Diddy is going to get the maximum time, y'all. In every case. I see Diddy spending the next 30 years in jail. And as graphic as it was, I saw multiple times this man getting shanked. I think between this case, the Parham case, and all the additional cases, it's over for him. Think about it, 157 more hearings. That's going to take some time. This man might be going to damn court for the next 2 years. For real. While sitting in prison. And constantly got to go to court to prove his innocence. Jaguar, sound like your ass going to be having to go to appear to court on the 14th. I wonder what you going to wear. That was a very interesting choice of fashion that you appeared in Mar-a-Lago. That was very different. I wonder if old Deezy's gonna go to court with you. Or has he already gotten together with Maggie, allegedly? You know what I saw? What I saw was you had got locked up and him and Maggie got together and started a YouTube show together, and that shit fucked you up real bad. Because it's been alleged that, you know, him and Maggie was allegedly had some shit going on. Then Maggie, I guess, put out there that he had said some shit about my boobs on her channel or whatever. I don't know. I don't be fucking with them people. This shit y'all done told me. I just don't see him being a faithful fiance while you're behind bars. If he even still is your fiance. Because I don't know what y'all got going on. I really don't care. What I know is what I keep seeing is that nigga's going to take you for all you worth. Take all your copyrights, all your music royalties, capitalize, and then take that shit to the next bitch. That's what I saw. I saw some other things too, but I'm not going to reveal those yet. You're not going to be able to talk your way out this shit here. You're going to have to prove your innocence. You said you was locked up? Where's your evidence? Produce it. That way you can go to court and they can dismiss you officially from the hearing once you prove to the court that you were in jail during the events. Here's the thing about that though. If throughout the hearing that you're named in, Jaguar, that it turns out that any of the dates are incorrect, what would happen more than likely is either a continuation with new evidence presented, a mistrial, a retrial, or a new trial. And if it turns out, because, you know, on a couple other ladies, you know, the reason their shit got dismissed was because they found out later that the dates were not right. So let's say we find out the dates aren't right. Your story about being locked up, therefore, would be completely invalid. Because again, like I've been saying, it doesn't mean that this could not have happened on a different date or multiple dates. I just don't feel that you're innocent. More and more, I feel like it's more likely that you are actually guilty of the accusations than innocent. The way you carried on with Goomba solidified your guilt, in my opinion. Anybody who can detail assassination attempts or assassination threats can only detail because they have allegedly participated and witnessed said events. It's just like a virgin can't tell you how to fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't put anything past you, Jaguar. The only way I'm believing you're innocent is if you produce evidence. I do not believe Diddy is innocent of anything. I believe that everything he's been accused of, that he's done. That's my opinion. Again, his attorneys requesting this hearing today to get him acquitted is extremely desperate. And their excuse is that the definition of prostitution and voyeurism aren't the same. He was accused of prostitution, but what he did was considered voyeurism, so therefore he should be acquitted. Bullshit. He stomped, kicked, and punched the dog shit out of Cassie on camera. No part of that was voyeurism. That was straight up physical abuse, which she argued more accounts that she allegedly endured. And not only her, several people have come against him with those very same allegations. And again, that's why Tony Busby is filing all these fucking lawsuits and court dates. 157 to be exact. So, sir, you gonna have to have some long ass money to deal with all these fucking lawsuits. And I just don't think you're gonna have enough money to pay for all of this shit, Diddler. I don't. I think that probably about 10 lawsuits in, your ass gonna be bankrupt. Keep it in mind your age. You already over that hump. Wanting to be released from prison, if you really are guilty of all these things, is what that tells me is that you have no capability of exhibiting remorse. If you really are guilty of every accusation, Diddy, and in your mind you feel like you should be free to go allegedly do the same shit, you need more help than you know. Because what that means is that you are living in a bubble, an alternate reality, where accountability for you doesn't exist, and where you can live in an alternate dimension where you didn't do any of these things you were accused of, even if convicted. You were convicted of prostitution and have the audacity to have your attorney schedule a bullshit hearing today, trying to have you acquitted of the very shit you just were convicted of. And I didn't see anywhere where any judge co-signed and agreed and said, yes, let's go ahead and grant Diddy an acquittal. I hope that they drag that shit the fuck out. I hope they delay that shit like a motherfucker. I hope they don't even look at that shit until after he's been sentenced. Because it's the audacity for me, as a survivor myself. That's extremely irritating for y'all to have that much arrogance and ego to ask for this man to be acquitted when you already did some bullshit, in my opinion, allegedly, to have him acquitted of the most serious charges. But guess what? He has a whole new set of the very same charges being brought against him in a whole nother case starting on October 14th. And again, that's just the beginning of that case. This case here done been drug out for well over a year. This is a whole new one just starting. Plus 157 more. So they can push for your acquittal all they want. The Most High God is not letting your nasty ass out of prison, sir. Go on and get comfortable. And go on and make some room for your soul sister, Jaguar Wright, because she finna be in there with your ass. What I want to know is if the FBI did a profile on him as evidence laying out his MO. He has scary patterns over and over. I'm sure they have. Gemini Ant, good to see you. Good to see you. It's a crown and XP. Oh, I think that's that new thing they got when you in the chat. It ranks you like number 1 commenter, number 2, number 3. Because I noticed that when I was in Mercy's lives, when I would comment in her chat, I would see that. That's something new YouTube is doing. Up to 150. Okay. Penske van case. That's an ideal way of trafficking women. You know what? I'm so glad you said it. I've been wanting to say that, but I didn't know if it was appropriate for me to say that. Because again, in my funky Dineva voice, is it me? Or is it possible that the whole reason there was all this controversy behind the truck is because maybe, just maybe, you was using it for more than moving? Why the fuck did you allegedly hide your pocketbook from your son? I mean, it would be so easy to cart people in the back of a Penske truck. Because you're not a CDL driver, so you're not required to stop at way stations. You just somebody moving shit. Why the fuck didn't what was the story? What did she tell us when we was a Lion family? I don't remember. She said the reason she didn't return the truck is because allegedly Tasha K, Danny Robertson, who else did she name? She said Sean Davy Way. She said Official King Payne, Danny Robertson, Tasha K, and it was like 2 other people she had named that they all allegedly was in on stealing the Penske truck from her because it had Giovanni's ashes in it. And she said, why would I steal my own moving truck when it had my son's ashes in it? And I remember because at first I was like, that's fucked up for them to take Giovanni's ashes. However, seeing as how it's possible that you could fabricate and create shit that ain't real, and seeing as how some of these people that you've been calling trolls ever since you came to my channel, I find out some of these people have helped your ass. You know, it's hard to believe anything you say now, Jaguar, because according to you, you said that they all got together and stole the truck from you. And that was why you didn't return the truck, because they stole it. Now, here's my thing. If they really stole your truck, did you file a police report? And if so, what happened as a result? Because all of these content creators who you have named have all freely been on YouTube, so I don't think none of them got arrested. So did you even file a police report to report the stolen truck? Do you have evidence that the truck was indeed stolen? And if you have evidence, are you presenting that evidence when you go to court, or have you already gone to court? Because again, I can't remember if Odell told us it was, I thought he said it was the end of September. It was sometime in the early fall, like September, maybe October. Either way, she got to go to that hearing and she got to go to this one. Again, so I think what Andrew said might not just be rumors. I think it could be very possible that she asked her subscribers for 25K. And if you asking your subscribers for 25K, then that means you're not rich like you've been running around in these YouTube streets saying. Because people that are rich don't need 25K from their subscribers. See, at least I'm open and transparent about my life and my situation. If I'm in a position where I need help, I let my subscribers know, hey family, I really could use your support. And I ain't gonna lie, there's been plenty of times where I've needed help where I haven't even got on here and asked y'all for none. But again, why do you need money for legal fees if you're so innocent? Innocent people don't have to pay legal fees unless they're fighting for innocence because there is evidence presented against them. But I think definitely a moving van or truck might just maybe be being investigated, and maybe just maybe after they hear this live they might investigate it. Y'all might want to investigate the Penske truck. Where did it go? I'm pretty sure all them devices got tracking devices on all them vehicles. Can you do an analysis of the geo tracking? Can you see everywhere it went? Because when you rent a van or a truck for moving, you have to give a pickup destination and a drop-off destination. And you have to pay for the mileage too. So most people ain't trying to go outside of the mileage that they estimated because it costs more. How did the Penske truck not get returned? How did Trafficking, Danny Robertson, Official Kingpin, Sean Davy Way, AT2, no, and Donut, because you said Donut allegedly was involved. How did all of these content creators get together to find, locate, and thieve your moving truck? I really, really want to see the evidence of that. It's a very outrageous story that you had all of us that at the time was supporting you believing was true. Damn, all these motherfuckers got together to come against her. Yep, they coming against sis because she's a true teller. No, I think you probably maybe could have made all of that shit up. Allegedly. And I think the courts, in fact, I know the courts are going to make you prove whether or not what you're saying actually happened. Because if all of these people got together and stole your Penske truck, why the fuck ain't none of them locked up? Why ain't none of them? Now, y'all told me that No Nuts got arrested for some shit, but I don't believe it had nothing to do with her Penske truck. I mean, it's been over a year since, these said events happened. So in all of this time, why the fuck ain't none of them been locked up for, if you got so much evidence, why they all still on YouTube freely? So that does bring about a new question. Cody is right. What if the real reason shit ain't happen in terms of people being arrested is because maybe, just maybe, that truck was used for trafficking women? That is what you're being accused of in the Parham versus Combs case. They're accusing you of driving with Helena to transport, allegedly, to transport women and young women to the Diddlers' various locations, allegedly, for the purposes of them being raped and abused and trafficked some more. You definitely tried to get me to go to a safe house and got mad when I didn't want to. I definitely heard from multiple people that allegedly you and Yellow Beezy and other people were allegedly trafficking women in and out of safe houses. Allegedly. And that was the real reason that man getting arrested was such a victory. It wasn't just the alleged drug activity, it was the trafficking accusations. So if any of that is true, how involved have you been, allegedly, and assisting with trafficking people. Have you only allegedly, performed as a transporter? Or did you perform sexual abuse, sexual satanic ritual abuse acts performing as a dominatrix? Because again, dominatrixes don't have no boundaries. They go as far as you want them to go. Again, you told Diddy to snitch. You said it very cockily. You told him to snitch. You told him and Jay-Z to take you to court and to sue you. If I'm lying, take me to court and sue me. Well, now they. What's the saying? The roosters have come to cluck or some shit. So I just think you should keep it real. I think if you'd be more honest, Jaguar, with your subscribers, they might just, break you off. It depends, because it depends on who they are and whether or not, they actually do support you. Some people will know you need help and still not help you. Just is what it is. I think if you were to tell your subscribers, hey, you guys, you know what? Back in the day, I got caught up in some shit. This is what I did, but I changed, and I'm not that way no more. Can y'all help me to defend myself? People would be more inclined to help you if you being authentic than trying to hold to an alleged lie. Because as much as you seek clout specifically on this app, and as much as you always talk about receipts, why the fuck you ain't put out no receipts corroborating what you keep saying, that you're innocent? You said you're innocent in the Penske truck situation and that they stole the truck from you and that's why the truck didn't get returned. But other stories are saying that the truck was returned in a whole different state other than the destination that it was supposed to have been returned to, which is why it was considered stolen, because you did not return it to the specific location that it was supposed to have been returned to, which even if you do a one-way rental, you are required to return it to the location that you agreed to when you signed the contract to pick up the truck. I've done this myself. I know how it goes. So what if you were allegedly using the Penske truck to traffic people? What if the truck was sent to pick up people? What if a driver was hired to drive it? You pick it up at one location, a one-way rental, you return it somewhere else. What if a driver picked up people, transported them, and then forgot to drop it off where it was supposed to have been dropped off? Because again, your story don't make sense. If you were the only driver, how did it get stolen? How, Sway? Now, I know that those trucks typically don't have alarms on them, but some of them do. And to open the back of a moving truck is loud. Now, somebody breaking into a truck, that might not be as loud. but to act like gain access to the back of it. And this too, if the back of the truck had a padlock on it, how did they get inside to access Giovanni's ashes? See, again, I'm such an overthinker. I'm so very beautifully analytical. My brain always asks a billion questions. Okay, she said they stole the truck. They stole Giovanni's ashes. Again, how the fuck did they get in the truck if you had a padlock on the back? So how did they get your keys? How did the truck get stolen? Penske and U-Haul. Hell, Budget. Every one of those vehicles have a individually designed key that is made for the lock of the truck. You can't just go duplicate a Penske truck key or a U-Haul van key or a Budget rental. Like, you can't just go duplicate that shit. And we're not talking about in the 80s where you could take a fucking wire hanger and pick a lock. Like, how did they steal a big ass fucking moving truck and ain't nobody see it? Moving trucks are loud. So unless they have like these, professional military grade pliers where they could just, go just pluck the damn padlock off. Your story got way too many fucking holes in it. Shit ain't adding up. And when shit don't add up, you gotta start subtracting. Ma'am, you gonna need to get a good defense because I should have been a damn attorney. I'm just saying, if my analytical brain is thinking that, how well do you think a very well-seasoned attorney's brain is gonna work when it comes to interrogating your ass on the stand? That's why I can't wait for you to be forced to go to damn court. I swear to God. I wonder if dates during the traffic case line up to when she had, she had the Penske van and that's why she didn't return it, aka stole it, because it's the trafficking dates. Wonder if the dots can be connected. Well, now it can. Because now I can investigate that and talk about it tomorrow. And once I get the dates, I'm going to compare the dates to the satanic ritual calendar. Because I swear to God, if all those dates, if all them fucking dates resonate with dates on that calendar, Jaguar, you might as well just go on and just confess and turn your ass in, nigga. Because I swear to God, if all those dates match up, bruh, you ain't gonna be able to get, like, there's no fucking way you're gonna be able to get off of any of these charges, bruh. Your ass gonna be sitting in MDC right along with Diddy. Y'all might as well go on and patty cake bakers, man. Cause I swear to God, bruh. I'm definitely gonna find out. I'm definitely going to find out. Because wouldn't that be something if they did? I really should have been a fucking attorney. And a private investigator. If Jack's hearing is in New York, I think the same applies as Philly, which is if she was locked up during those times, she doesn't need to appear in court because it's on record and her dismissal is automatic. Let me see. But that's the thing. If she was locked up, then I would think she would have already, like, her attorney would have already presented evidence. And think about it. Why would she need to file a motion for dismissal if she has presented evidence to the judge presiding over the case? They would automatically have granted her that dismissal. You understand what I'm saying? Not unless this is the process. Because you could be right. I don't know that much about New York and Philly's laws when it comes to that. You could be right. So my thing is, if she really was locked up, why would she need to file a motion to be dismissed? Because again, her being locked up would automatically grant her a dismissal. If what you're saying is true, she wouldn't need to file a motion to be dismissed. She'd already be dismissed because she's already proven, yo, I was locked up, so there's no way I could have been a part of this. Okay, cool. You ain't even got to come to court. You're automatically dismissed. Not unless, again, the legal steps are that she still has to file that motion. Now, if along with her filing that motion, she presented evidence that shows, okay, I was locked up, here's the evidence, dismiss me from this case, then what is possible is that the judge has not gotten to her motion yet. And maybe that's why there hasn't been any movement in the docket details as far as her request to be dismissed. So again, if she was locked up and she presents evidence that she was locked up, cool. I'm going to be honest. I still don't think she's innocent. I don't. After hearing that shit from Goomba, that nigga ain't innocent. You done did that shit before. Even if it doesn't apply to this hearing, you done did that shit before because you said it. You said they're not going to need me for this one. Which implies that they've needed you for many others. Allegedly. According to what you said. So, here's how we'll know, family. If we don't see, and y'all know I'm paying attention, if I don't hear about her motion for dismissal being approved before October 13th, that shit ain't gonna happen, and she gonna have to take her ass to court. That's all it is to it. Because again, there is still a few weeks left before then, so shit could, it could end up getting approved. If with her motion, which if she has a good attorney, I would imagine her attorney would have told her to send all supporting evidence along with, or more than likely she, gave all the information to the attorney, which is usually how that goes, and the attorney files the motion. And along with filing the motion, they submit all their evidence. Okay, we're filing a legal motion to have, Miss Wright dismissed from this hearing, have her dismissed from this case on the foundation that she was incarcerated during said events, during the dates of said events. Judge will look at that, look at the evidence. Okay, she was locked up. Ain't no way she could have been there. She's automatically dismissed. Boom. That could still happen because it ain't until October 14th. It's not like the hearing's tomorrow. But until that happens, there's a great chance she may have to appear, even if through Zoom. Now, Diddy's acquittal, I didn't see any decision made on that. So that leads me to believe that the judge is obviously still looking over all the details of that acquittal hearing. I will look and see, later today if there's any movement, any updates, any sort of answer that's been made for the hearing that they had today. But what I know, and matter of fact, let me bring this up on the screen. I'm going to come back to y'all's comments in a minute. What I know is, yeah, Sean Diddy Combs back in court ahead of sex crimes trial sentencing. And because, yeah, he definitely received a split verdict, which was nuts. And he was acquitted on the most serious charges. And see, even with his attorneys, they said that was the whole reason that they decided to request this, last minute hearing, was because he got acquitted. So they felt like, okay, he could possibly get another acquittal, but no. The music mogul, who a jury found guilty on 2 counts of a lesser sex crime charge after a trial that captured the nation's attention, is slated to return to the Lower Manhattan courthouse, where reporters, supporters, and celebrities once gathered to hear graphic testimony from multiple witnesses, including Combs' ex-singer Cassie Ventura, Fine, about his allegedly abusive relationships and what prosecutors call his racketeering enterprise. That's why this hearing on the 14th is also important, because it further details and confirms not only Cassie's testimony, but every other victim's testimony. It's a whole nother hearing again about sex trafficking, sexual abuse, and RICO. All of that. Gang raping someone with a remote and with your penis, it just angers me even to say that. Anybody who is capable of doing that deserves to not only be locked up, you deserve to be in a fucking straitjacket somewhere. You need to be in solitary confinement, because that picture, where's that fucking picture at? This man is so full of demonic energy, it's insane. It really is. It's really insane just how evil Diddy can be. And for anyone to say free Diddy, or he's innocent, or no. Okay, hold on, I gotta remove a picture in order to upload it. Because I'm going to show this picture again, and in my opinion, he looks so damn demonic and evil, it's crazy. Yeah, this shit here. Look at his fucking eyes, bruh. That motherfucker looks evil as shit, bro. Jag's son did say his mom was sacrificed. In my opinion, I think the industry used Jag to partake in illegal things because she was so hungry to be accepted. She was willing to do anything. That's what I've been saying. He says she was used as a sacrifice during that interview. Like I said, I'm going to do another reaction on the part after the 22-minute mark. Because I want everybody to hear what he, for me, it ain't about Tasha K at all, because I don't even like Tasha K. It has nothing to do with supporting her. I want people to hear Sam. He has said that more than once, that she was used as a sacrifice. And that the industry used her as a sacrifice. And then she chose to allegedly sacrifice. He said, you allowed yourself to be used to hurt and even allegedly kill relatives and be used as a sacrifice against your own family. This is the reason and the only reason I started questioning if it was possible that it could be true that she sacrificed Giovanni, because I never wanted to believe that. Even after the events of February 9th, I never wanted to believe that about Jaguar, because I've lost 5 babies and I just never ever thought in my mind that she would ever be capable of doing something like that, as much as she has cried over and been very sorrowful over Giovanni. However, if it is true, then that would explain the extreme guilt. And after hearing what she said on those voicemails to Goomba, I don't put it past her. Before that, I would have said, nah, man, I don't think she's capable of doing that. After hearing that shit, oh, 1000%. Because when she's in that completely dark realm and she's not herself, when them demons have possession of her, anybody who is under demonic possession is capable of doing anything. And also not remembering what they did. They usually tell you that they've blacked out, because they have, because those demons have blocked, they've removed their soul and took over their soul. What I also think is not, it wasn't even just that she was hungry to be accepted. It was, I want the validation, I want the access, I want the power. So whatever I gotta do to have that, I'm gonna do it. And a person who's been abused the way she has, it's real easy for them to shut all emotion off. Because all they gotta do is go back to that place of hurt. The fact that she went from frantic to crying to rage to calm to manipulative to verbal abuse. I was sent this live that the Cat Medusa lady did with Sip. I was listening to it. It's a part in there where Sip says Jaguar has 10 different voices. I was like, nah, correction. Those are 10 different demons. Legion is a body of demons that take possession of your soul. Legion has been fucking with her for a long time. Ever since you pledged to Baphomet, Legion attached itself to you. And you have to allow it to move through you, because that's part of the oath, the blood oath you took. You're also a medium, Jaguar. You have just allowed yourself to, you've allowed people to channel demonic forces through you. Through satanic sacrificial activity. I'm going to say allegedly for YouTube, but I saw it in the 5D. Some mediums allow themselves to be used as conduits for demons to communicate with. That's why, like in certain movies, you'll hear like demons speaking through people. Those are mediums. Just like how I'm a psychic medium, there's other mediums out there that allow that. They allow for dark energies to move through them and to possess them and to take over them. Sasha Fierce. Every time Beyonce becomes Sasha Fierce, you notice how her face changes and she looks like a monster. Y'all notice that, how evil as hell she looks once Sasha Fierce takes over her? In her face, there's always a photo of like a black image over her face. Those are demons. They're not personas. They're not alter egos. Those are demons. If you allow yourself to be used by demons, people aren't going to feel as much empathy for you. If he gets out, he will leave. Of course he will. Of course he will. That's why the judge wouldn't give him bail. because the judge said he, poses a flight risk and also, how did they word it? A flight risk and a danger to the overall community. But there's a video of her throwing all of his ashes on someone I think might have been Goomba. Right, that happened back in 2018. The Penske truck being stolen, I believe, happened last year. Yeah, because she was it last year when she was arrested, or was it the year before? No, she got out. She got out in June. I remember that. She got out in June. She found my channel in October. So she got out last year. So that means, yeah, this had to have happened in 2023. So that's years after when she threw the ashes on Goomba. Keep in mind, she threw the ashes on Goomba and them dudes, but she didn't have all of Giovanni's ashes in that little container that she had carried him around, that she was, throwing them on him. Now, what she did say is that the rest of Giovanni ashes were inside of the Penske truck, and she was saying, why would I steal my own moving truck when it had all of my stuff and all of Giovanni's stuff and the rest of his ashes in there? So it was whatever she had left of his ashes. $25K is a lot of money. I've never been in legal trouble, but that's a lot. Yeah, it is. Seems like she needs money for something else in addition to legal fees. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe she maybe had hit a lick and hit the wrong lick, and now you owe some people some shit. That's what it sounds like to me. Sound like you didn't hit the lick the way you needed to, and now you got to pay motherfuckers back. Because who the fuck needs $25K in legal fees that ain't did shit? You innocent and need $25K? That don't make no kind of sense. How did they steal her son ashes if Jag was seen on... Because again, that was before. That shit that happened with Goomba and them was some years ago. That all happened before the Penske truck situation. Shit, she might have been making runs with the Penske truck. She might have been trafficking people. Cause look, one thing Jaguar always say is that she's a hustler. Even though at other times she be saying she's broke. And some people will be having money right on their person and will look you right in the face and tell you that they broke with money in their pocket. So again, you never really know with her what's true and what's fake. What I know is that on October 14th, if they don't agree to dismiss her, she gonna have to take her ass to court and prove and submit her evidence and prove her innocence. What I also know is that I really don't believe Diddy's gonna get acquitted. I don't. That judge is not letting up off him. Judge Arun has already said that he is considering and has always considered that Diddy deserves the most time. The judge is already saying that he's leaning towards the maximum sentence if, once he sees all the evidence. So if he's already considering giving you the maximum sentence, I don't know why the fuck you wasted your money having your attorneys do that bullshit ass hearing today, requesting for you to be acquitted of the charges that you have already been found guilty of. Like, just accept your L, my nigga. And thank God that you did get off. Even though you didn't deserve to get off, shit, at least thank God that they got your ass off on the RICO and the sex trafficking, at least for this hearing. But you gotta go face the same shit for the 14. They accuse you of the same exact shit. RICO charges, sex trafficking, sexual abuse, physical abuse. In fact, the Parham case is accusing you of even more. So is, I believe it's Susan, what is her name? Susan Rivers. So is hers. Plus the 157 Busby client. Like, nigga, are you serious? You think you just finna walk away scot-free? You got 157 more after October 14th hearing. That's what I said. You and Jaguar and y'all delusions of grandeur are very real. You really believe you deserve to be free. There's something really wrong with your ass. Janice really fucked your ass up. It's like you don't have any concept of reality. You live in an alternate reality. And that speaks very, heavily, very heavy volumes of alleged GHB. Prolonged use of GHB and Special K and other pharmaceuticals can definitely put you in a disassociative frame of mind where you truly do disassociate from reality. For you to think that you deserve to be free is insane. A woman alleges not just date raped, gang rape with a remote. How would you like it if somebody shoved a remote up your asshole? You wouldn't be able to walk. Because the asshole is much tighter. You wouldn't be able to walk. I think if more predators became the prey of another person, they would never be a predator ever again. Jaguar, I want to know how far your role as a dominatrix went at the freak off, since you publicly said that on the Piers Morgan interview. How far did your dominatrix role go? The Satanic Ritual Calendar had a lot of the details in terms of the rituals that specifically involved satanic sexual ritual abuse. Always said oral, anal, vaginal, which means that people were raped orally, anally, and vaginally. And as dominatrix, y'all often strap men and women. Is it possible that maybe you were used to strap people until they died? Like on the movie Seven, when they made that man wear that knife strap to kill that prostitute sexually. Did you do some shit like that? When Rayford was dry snitching on Suge, saying how he used to be sent to the store, him and a group of people, to go purchase sticks of margarine for him to use to rape people, allegedly. Rayford went into detail about how he's like, Suge used to have these handlebars from this bike that he would, like put his arms and he would strap people to these handlebars and bend them over, and then he would just, take them from the back. It sounds like, Rayford, you stood there and watched that man allegedly rape people, and you wonder why the fuck your ass got subpoenaed to testify in the Diddy hearing, of which you didn't even show up, which means that there are now active warrants out for your arrest. Did I or did I not tell y'all that Ray J and Brandy were going to be arrested. If you remember me saying that at the end of 2024 and the beginning of this year, just put a Y in the chat right now. That boy went into so much detail, it was disturbing. And he called Suge a homo. Within weeks of going viral for asking Kai Cenat to sleep with him and to take showers with him. A young man half your age. You thus lusting and thirsting after, talking about how you want to take a shower with Kai Cenat and how you want to have a sleepover and sleep in the bed with him like everybody else do. Then went into so much detail about how Suge Knight used to send you and other people to the store to purchase, cases of block margarine for him to allegedly use to rape people while bending them over handlebars. See, again, way too much detail for somebody who ain't never witnessed and or participated. Just like all the detail Jaguar gave to Goomba, how she detailed out how that you better hope they don't rape her. And then just went into all the detail about how they were going to rape Nikki and her kids and put bullets in their head and the little boy in front of them. And they're going to rape him in front of you, Goomba. And then they're going to put a bullet in your head and they're going to stage you. They're going to say you were a veteran that finally snapped. How the fuck did she know all of that shit? But we supposed to believe your ass is innocent? No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. Ain't nobody with common sense believing that bullshit. Not after hearing that shit you said on Goomba's fucking voicemails. No ma'am. You incriminated yourself. That also might be why the fuck your ass need $25K. Cause maybe that Goomba shit got your ass caught up. Narcissistic people eyes turn black. You know what? Y'all stupid. His eyes look demonic as fuck, bruh. That shit look demonic as hell. So how did his ass get stolen if there's an older video of her wasted? Like I said, yeah, she didn't take all of them up there, y'all, when she threw it. She literally had put some ashes in this little container. She didn't take all the ashes. RJ, good to see you. Been a minute. Good to see you. Yep. Yeah, Judge Arun don't like Diddy. That's the thing I love about this. Judge Arun can't stand his ass. And I really do think everybody like, he ain't gonna get that much time. Nah, I think Arun gonna make sure that nigga get all the time. Yep, she sure did out herself on that Pierce Morgan video. Thank you. Because it's like, you said you were a dominatrix. And again, I'm open. Yes, I explored the swinging and BDSM shit. But the shit I seen dominatrix do, I could not do. Some shit is too far and too much. But people who are like Jaguar, where they have suffered a lot of abuse, are actually the best people to perform as a dominatrix, because they get to take all of their anger and frustration and all of their unhealed energy and use it and transmute it into power from a dark place and inflict that pain onto other people. But dominatrix and doms, period, inflict pain that people desire. That's not the same as rape. If a man asks you to punch him in his balls because it makes his dick hard, that's not rape. If he asks you to step on his dick with your heels because it turns him on, that's not rape. Sodomy is rape. Whether a male or a female does it. A female can sodomize a male with the dildo strap on. And from what Rayford said, when he did that viral Twitch video that I showed y'all, he said that Suge allegedly had got a strap-on of a gigantic black dildo and was using that to allegedly bend people over these bike handlebars and raping them. Remember but what Rayford said on the Breakfast Club. And I know niggas that like niggas that rape niggas when he threatened for Fab to get raped. That's verbatim what he said. Not one, plural. I know niggas that like to rape other niggas. And I'll get you raped, Fab. I meant to say Fab, not fag. That's what Ray J said on the Breakfast Club as Charlemagne the God cheered him on, who also has been accused of sexual abuse. Charlemagne the God and DJ Academics both also have rape cases. Unfortunately, the victim that alleged against Charlemagne didn't win. And he was bragging about it. Why all these people got rape cases that all hang out together? Because birds of a feather flock the fuck together. That's why. Oh shit, hold on. Charlemagne was accused by a female of allegedly raping her when she was a teenager. From what I remember, what I gathered from that was that she didn't have sufficient evidence for the accusation to actually go through being held against him, so he got acquitted. So DJ Academics has multiple allegations of alleged sexual abuse and grooming. They're all friends. Because I even showed y'all that video of Academics with Kanye when Kanye was putting on the Black Wizard outfit and shit. All of them are cool. Ray J is cool with Kanye. Ray J's cool with Diddy. Ray J's cool with Act. Ray J's definitely bros with Charlemagne and Envy. And every last one of these men that I've named have all been accused of sexual abuse. Every one of them. But when Rayford said that shit on the Breakfast Club with so much pride, and he was so proud to tell the world how he has friends that like men that rape men. One, it's fucked up to be friends with people that rape people. It's even worse to be friends with people who rape men, because that's literally... It's one thing for two men to have consensual sex. It's another thing for a man to sodomize another man. That is a satanic sexual ritualistic sacrifice, exactly what I've shown you guys on the satanic ritual calendar. So if they are sodomizing a man, they're doing a satanic sexual ritual sacrifice. That's how they sacrifice, is through the act of rape. And according to the calendar, it says oral, anal, vaginal. You have to wonder why all these people are friends. And why, after they've been accused, are they so adamant to get dismissed even when they've been proven guilty? It's almost like they cannot bear the thought of accepting that they are rapists. So they would rather try to deny it away. I wonder if it's true that Jaguar allegedly raped men using straps and dildos during the freak-offs, because I've heard that from multiple people, allegedly, that she did. That allegedly her dominatrix role was a cover for the alleged true nefarious spiritual sexual shit that was going on. And I also had heard that she was hired because she goes too far, allegedly. Thank you for the confirmations. Because, yeah, I definitely said all of that. Some of us just like a little extra pain, which is also a sign of trauma, masochism. Exactly. Every masochist I've ever met are all victims of abuse as children. Just like every dom. Technically, I'm a dom switch. I like to dominate, and I like to be dominated. But a masochist is someone who enjoys for you to inflict extreme amounts of pain on them. And again, if you're doing it for pleasure, that's one thing. But if you're taking it further than safety words, if you're taking it further than what they've requested, that's where it crosses the line into physical abuse, battery, assault, murder. Just like a woman who likes to be choked to asphyxiation, if you go too far, you will kill her. It won't be no, oh, she passed out and she's going to wake up. No, she's dead. That's why the kink world can be dangerous for those who do not know how to stop. That's why there are evaluations that take place before you're ever even allowed to go to a training session. Because if you're a person that exhibits any sign that you could be a sociopath or psychopath, they don't allow you to come and play, because you might end up in an environment where you go too far and try to kill some damn body. Because you're enjoying inflicting pain a little too much. A true sadist doesn't know when to stop. Somebody performing as a sadist during kink knows when to stop, knows how to stop, and is disciplined enough to stop. And they respect the safety words. So again, I wonder how far her role went as a dom. That's exactly it, fam. Bridge of a feather flock. Exactly. All these motherfuckers know each other, and y'all know the shit people have done. Like I said, when Ray J, he's so stupid. Like, bruh, you called yourself talking shit and talking down about Suge, but all you did was expose yourself. And then a week after that video went viral, you got subpoenaed to go to court. And ain't nobody heard shit about it. As much as Ray J is an attention whore, don't nobody know where the fuck he's at all of a sudden? He told y'all he was going to leave the country. All it's going to take is for somebody to recognize him. Your ass getting extradited back to the U.S. of A., sir. And again, you're such an attention whore. We know you called your mama wherever the fuck you at, and you called Brandy. God forbid Princess find out, she gonna snitch because she don't like your ass at all. All these people that was around Diddy are all getting their karma. As they should. As they motherfucking should. And like I said, he up here trying to get acquitted of the 2 counts, which are the lesser charges, instead of just taking that damn L. You got the audacity to put up money to have your attorneys try to get you acquitted of some shit that you ain't even been sentenced for yet. That's some audacity for your ass. Combs is set to watch as a judge hears arguments from both defense lawyers and prosecutors that will help determine how much time he'll spend in prison ahead of next week's sentencing. So again, that's from today, them doing that bullshit. Combs' sentencing hearing is set for Friday, October 3rd. So next Friday is when he's going to be sentenced, a week from today. While Combs was acquitted on 3 counts of racketeering and sex trafficking charges, he was convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. So that's still, I don't understand how that's not sex trafficking, but regardless, the October 14th hearing, that is specifically focused on the trafficking and transportation of all the victims, all the Jane Does and John Does, and the ones by name. And it's the one where Jaguar is accused of being a part of the transportation team, of allegedly driving and being a passenger, them taking turns driving these women who said that women and men who are saying they were victims and that they recognized Jaguar and they recognized Helena. So if convicted, she will be convicted specifically of in the participation of literally allegedly transporting victims to be trafficked and sexually abused. She would also get account for the sexual abuse and battery, and then she would get account for the RICO. She would probably spend the rest of her life in jail as well, because she's already damn near 50. So her being able to get dismissed from this is a huge thing for her. Because if she can get dismissed, she ain't got to worry about none of that following her. But if not, and she got to go and prove her innocence, and she ain't able to do that shit, your ass is going to jail for a long time. Each count of transportation to engage in prostitution holds a maximum sentence of 10 years, tallying up to a possible 20 years in prison for Combs. However, he'll likely face less time based on requests from his legal team and guidelines from the prosecution. Defense attorneys are expected to argue for the conviction to be overturned and for a limited sentence that includes time already served. Prosecutors are expected to seek the highest possible punishment under federal sentencing guidelines. U.S. attorneys have said Combs could face 51 months to 63 months in prison under the federal guidelines, while the defense has said the same guidelines instead suggest a 2-year sentence. Several high-profile figures have voiced support for Combs since the verdict, urging the judge to issue a lighter sentence. The rapper's mother and children, former employees, ex-girlfriends, including City Girls rapper Young Miami, and record producers, not Stevie J. You know what, Stevie J, you ain't shit. Fuck that nigga. Because he put hands on Faith. Fuck that nigga. And he ain't shit. And he ain't even somebody, like, why the fuck would y'all name Stevie J when he has his own cases for fucking assault and battery? What the fuck? Have all issued letters backing the Bad Boy Records founder and requesting leniency from the judge. And all of y'all requesting that shit are gonna be held accountable by the Most High God for supporting an alleged fucking monster and abuser. Fuck all of y'all for that shit. Fuck Young Miami. Fuck Stevie J, fuck Dallas Austin, and all the rest of you dumbass. Fuck Janice, fuck all of y'all for supporting this nasty motherfucker. I said what I said and meant it. Will the hearing be televised? No, of course the hearing ain't gonna be televised. But yeah, basically they are pushing for leniency. They pushing for an acquittal. Like, he didn't do the damn shit he fucking did. It's just the sheer audacity. It's the sheer audacity for me. Like, really, nigga? It's some bullshit, in my opinion. Hold on, let me remove these so I can show y'all this other. Because like I said, on the mobile version, I can't share the web page, but I took a bunch of screenshots from the web pages so I can show y'all. Hold up. But it only allows me to upload so many images at a time. I actually didn't mean to put that up there, but I'm going to leave it up there so y'all can see how evil this motherfucker looks. Talking about some free Diddy. Nah, lock him up and throw away the motherfucking key, as far as I'm concerned. His ass need to be in jail and stay there. Okay, but where are the screenshots? Because it ain't. Oh, that's annoying. Because I do not feel like scrolling through all of this shit. Hold on, y'all. Now that I done moved stuff around trying to free up memory, now all of my damn, it done shuffled around all the images. Man. It ain't even, why it ain't showing? Alright, I ain't gonna be able to show it because this mobile browser honestly kind of sucks. And it's not letting me put up there on the share screen what I wanted to. But basically, the other reason they're trying to get Diddy acquitted is because they're trying to say that the Mann Act that he was convicted under has a different definition of prostitution than what the current laws define as prostitution. Because they said, you know, prior to that, prostitution was considered sex outside of marriage. So anyone who had sex that wasn't married was considered a prostitute. So basically, he was convicted under the wrong definition of prostitution. I gotta see if I can find these screenshots because the way that they broke it down, I was like, wow, these motherfuckers ain't shit. Because common sense is, we all know what the term prostitution means. It means someone who pays for people to engage in sexual acts with them and or other people and or a group setting. And essentially that is what Diddy has been accused of, and essentially that's what all the witnesses are saying he allegedly did, which is why he's in court right now. Not to mention all the bajillion bottles of fucking GHB laced baby oil and all the other evidence that proved that this motherfucker wasn't just on some freaky shit. There were allegations of abuse and even allegedly people's lives being taken and sacrifices. So it's like, man, come on. Let me see if it's on here. Okay, hold on. I think this talks a little bit about it. Let me zoom in on this screen so I can see this better. So yeah, defense attorneys, Shapiro. Defense attorney Alex Shapiro urged the judge to toss out the two violations of the Mann Act that resulted in conviction, saying that the infamous law had racist and sexist origins that are well documented and beyond dispute. The jury acquitted him of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges that carried the potential penalty of life in prison. He's already going to spend life in prison because he's fucking 55. Like, even at 20 years, that's the rest of your life, sir. All right, then it goes on to say, the whole history of the statute is really, I would submit, an embarrassment to the United States of America. Prior to trial, the judge declined to throw out charges, and he sounded skeptical at times as Shapiro pressed her arguments that Combs was improperly convicted. So that's a good sign if the judge is skeptical when she's trying to say that bullshit. Late Thursday, Judge Arun seemed focused on the sentencing going forward when he explained in an order why he forced Combs to wear his prison uniforms to the latest hearing. He said defense lawyers had failed to explain why Combs would need civilian clothing in court when there was no jury present, nor what legal precedent exists to allow that. The court will entertain an application relating to the sentencing proceeding, but it needs to provide some explanation along these lines. During the oral arguments Thursday, Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic said the prosecution against Combs illustrated the necessity of fighting prostitution because of the violence, drugs, and sexual diseases that often accompany it. And that's the main thing. Those are all the things he's been accused of. The drugs, the sexual diseases, and the violence. Those are all the things that he's being accused of. So, of course, they want to throw out anything that makes him look like the monster that he fucking is. Prosecutors said Combs paid for and arranged hundreds of drug-fueled sexual marathon performances between male sex workers and his girlfriends, two of whom testified about being beaten and kicked by Combs. Pause. Not only that, all of the investigations from the Diddlers locations where they sent the feds in, there was so much residue of cocaine, pills everywhere, powders from pills that were crushed up, alcohol everywhere, razors and blood everywhere. Yes, there was evidence of drug-fueled parties where a lot of abuse was alleged to have taken place. You motherfucking right, his ass is gonna be sitting in prison. Being a voyeur ain't got shit to do with drugs, razors, and people getting abused. And to each they own. I don't give a fuck what nobody does. That's not my shit. I don't fuck with pills. I don't fuck with powders. But if men and women and children are being allegedly abducted and abused at said parties, then the fucking everybody involved is going to be held accountable, including the parents of the children that allowed them there and took them there. This is bigger than just Diddy. This is an entire system working together to create a cycle of abuse and call it parties. Miss Williams said, I don't condone any man hitting a woman. However, Faith isn't innocent. She was caught on camera for fucking another man, and her and Stevie's what? Bed and her son by Biggie alleged that Faith knew. Wow. Damn, that's fucked up. But here's what I'm gonna say about her fucking another dude. Stevie J cheated on her their entire marriage. He also cheated on Mimi. He also cheated on Jocelyn. So I can't blame her for getting some dick. Because as much as he allegedly got dick and pussy, I don't blame her for getting her shit. If he kept cheating, why the fuck couldn't she? That's how I see that. But I don't think that it's ever cool for you to be fucking somebody else in the bed that you shared with your other person. I think that's grimy as hell. But I've definitely changed my position on that after having gone through being cheated on more than once. I wish I would have had the boldness to cheat back. I just don't have it in me. I'm the kind of person that'll just leave your ass. But I don't blame her for cheating. Stevie is a hoe. And here's the thing. I don't feel sorry for none of these women that get with these hoe ass niggas either. If you knew he was a hoe, which you did, because you were friends with him, like your bro, as you said, she was friends with Stevie J for, 25 years or some shit. You knew he was a hoe. You thought that nigga was gonna stop being a hoe for you? A nigga only stops being a hoe when he's truly ready to settle down. Once a hoe, damn near always a hoe. Sometimes you could turn a hoe ass nigga into a husband, and sometimes you can turn a hoe ass female into a wife when they are ready to lay down their hoe ass ways and truly be in a relationship and truly be committed. It can happen. Stevie J, not gonna happen. Cause that nigga is all types of fucked up. Nigga fucked up two times from Tuesday. Like, he don't. And he's in denial about his sexuality. That the reason him and Benzino got into is because Benzino and Jocelyn was exposing about how he allegedly likes download, like he told Benzino allegedly that he loves getting dick down by Jocelyn with the strap. So, I mean, Mimi said the same shit about his ass. Now so did Faith. So if you like getting pegged, just admit that you like getting pegged. Hell, living your truth. And I don't think no man should put his hands on a female. Even if she cheat, walk away, because what is it you spending the rest of your life in prison because now you got assault and battery charges because you beating the fuck out of a bitch because she went and cheated after you done cheated. Come on. You went and cheated the whole time y'all was married, and then because she went and got her some dick, you gonna trip? Why do niggas always feel like it's cool for y'all to cheat, but then if the bitch go get some dick, then oh, so you fucking with somebody else? Yes, motherfucker, after all this time. And we ain't even together. Motherfuckers still be trying to act like you belong to them, knowing damn well that y'all ain't together. Because you done moved on and you getting some, now they want to trip. Now, no, I don't think nobody should fuck somebody in the bed. Like, if that's grimy as hell. Don't do no shit like that. And that type of karma comes back. People do grimy shit like that, then end up getting burnt by the person they cheat with. I would never do no hoe ass shit like that. But I do believe that if a person decides to break the trust, and you the kind of motherfucker that don't care, if they cheat on you, cheat back. Shit, go get you some, hell. What's the point in being faithful to a motherfucker that's not faithful to you? Cheat back and then leave their ass. And know your worth. All of that fighting over people and shit. Here's the thing. Stevie J, you can go try to beat Faith ass. You can go try to beat the ass of the nigga that she fucked. Guess what? She still gonna keep fucking him. And all you doing is making yourself look stupid and insecure. And then on top of that, Stevie ain't even that big of a dude. Stevie J scrawny as hell. Why you always trying to fight somebody and you little as shit? You got into that fight with Jocelyn and she beat your ass. It made you look stupid as hell on Love and Hip Hop. Then you tried to fight, what was his name? Miko? What was that ugly ass nigga's name? Every time I look at his face, I think of that character off of Ice Age. I forget the name of the character. The main character off of Ice Age, the sloth character. Every time I think of that Nico dude that Mimi did that horrible Jungle Book energy having ass sex tape. That was the worst sex tape I've ever seen in my life. That was just horrible, bro. That was... It was the worst shit I've ever seen. I was like, they really thought that this was sexy? Mimi hanging off the shower looking like an orangutan and shit. Nico ain't even cute. He had a nice body, but I couldn't get past his face because he looked like the sloth off a damn Ice Age. It's different if the couple is attractive. Mimi is a pretty female. Nico was not. And even though she's a pretty female, she's older. So, and Mimi really likes females. So her with a dude is it just feels awkward. Like it feels forced. Like doesn't really like it, but she's doing it because she can do it. Like that tape was horrible, bro. Like, you sold your soul over this shit here, and now your daughter gotta be embarrassed about this shit. You know she old enough to actually see this video. My God, I hope she don't never see you swinging from that damn shower rod, looking like a damn spider monkey orangutan. She did, and that ain't no color as fuck shit. That your arms is long as hell. Hell, I got long arms. The way you was hanging from that damn shower curtain looked awkward as hell. I just don't think it was worth it, Mimi. I know that it low-key made you more famous, but that's as horrible as that video was. I just don't think it was worth you really trading your integrity for that bullshit. And then that nigga turned right around and shot that video without your ass. Shitted on you, got like chased clout off of you, and then went and got with the next bitch and did the same shit. Like that Nico just a grimy ass nigga. Straight up, he just a grimy ass nigga, and all of that shit was horrible. I mean, and then again, let's look at the quality of friends. We got Stevie J giving positive feedback on Diddy. Not a credible person to be speaking on behalf of anybody with your history with women, sir. The fuck. At least Diddy, if you're gonna get people to try to speak positively on your behalf, get people who have positive reputations, not men who have just as horrible reputations with women as you do. Like, get people who are upstanding citizens and shit. That makes more sense, sir. Definitely was gonna be a setup. And you know what just dawned on me? And I was told this by multiple people that I didn't want to believe because at the time I was supporting Jaguar. But multiple people said, D, how do you know Jaguar didn't align with you because she knew that you would be able to help spin a positive light on her to help her reputation? Then it was brought to my attention after February 9th that allegedly all of this was planned so that she could find somebody who could make her look good in the public eye to regain the public's trust. Because allegedly she knew all these hearings and shit was going to be, getting scheduled around the times that they're being scheduled now. And that everything was allegedly strategically planned to try to help her image, to help reduce the chances of her receiving any sort of guilty verdict or guilty charges against her. Because if you really think about it, nobody else on YouTube was positively promoting Jaguar. Everybody on YouTube, for the most part, have very negative things to say about her. I was the main one positively supporting her outside of the few times Natanya Rubin did. And I don't currently know what the status of their relationship is because I don't talk to Natanya. The reality is nobody is putting a positive spin on her, not even Odell. Or at least the last time I saw, he wasn't. Last time I saw was when I went to her channel to look at that video when y'all told me that she had prayed for Maggie's channel to get strikes. That's the last time I looked at either one of their channels. I think that was back in May, if I'm not mistaken. And even then, he wasn't promoting her. Because that was not too long after she had, that was right around that time, I believe, when she had drug him for filth on her channel. Like she did everybody else, the rest of us. So who's really, consistently showing support and promoting you and promoting your channels and promoting your content? I don't think anybody's done that since I did it. Not even Ayasha. Not even Grace. Your aces. Not even Odell, the nigga you allegedly sleeping with, if y'all are even back sleeping together. Because again, I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know if they together, broke up. Because I really don't care. Last I had heard, y'all had told me she did that live where she drug him for filth for 12 hours. I seen that 26-minute video clip on the Jay Curry. And it was weird how that too, all these people who she always talked about were trolls started popping up in my YouTube feed. And I don't even be watching their channels, which led me to believe they must be coming to watch mine. Because I have never even, I never heard of Jay Curry until Jaguar. So it was crazy when y'all was telling me D, Jaguar did a 12-hour live bashing Odell, and I had told y'all that shit was going to happen. I told y'all what I saw after February 9th. I said she going to get into it with everybody that she sat on that panel with, dragging me for filth. They're all going to get into it. They're all going to fall out. They're all going to turn on each other. And I told y'all that there would be deaths involved. That there was going to be 5 total. Some before the end of 2025 and some into 2026. And I told y'all what I saw about ODZ and Maggie. I told y'all that shit back then. Then the shit that I saw about Grace And the shit with Ayasha. People will fuck themselves and their family up trying to be loyal to a person that ain't even been being loyal to them. The worst thing in the world is supporting somebody that doesn't support you back. And supporting them because they make promises of reciprocating support while never actually doing it. That's what I seen a lot of when I was a part of the so-called family, was all of us being expected to constantly and consistently support Jaguar, her platform, her interviews, even if she was on other people's channels. I remember when she kept inboxing all the family members, telling us to go watch Sean Atwood's documentary about, you know, when he allegedly used to sell drugs or whatever. And as soon as I went and looked at that trailer and I seen the pictures that they were flashing of Sean while he was locked up, Sean was a skinhead, a part of the Aryan nation who hate blacks, Hispanics, and Jews. And he constantly had Jaguar on his channel clout chasing off of her. And I kept telling her that shit. And she got so mad at me. I've known him longer than you. That don't mean shit. My spiritual gifts are real. If I'm telling you what I'm feeling about a person, it's because that energy is there. I said, you don't think it's suspicious that he was a part of the Aryan nation, and yet he's had you, a black female, all over his channel clout chasing, and yet the majority of his audience and all of his co-hosts, they're all white. This motherfucker was a skinhead in prison. Skinheads don't all of a sudden no longer become racist. They just know how to pretend and put on. When Jaguar got named in this case, and y'all do remember there's another case where it's Jaguar and Sean Atwood named in it. It's the case, matter of fact, the case that Diddy's doing against the making of a Bad Boy. In that lawsuit, he names Jaguar and he names Sean Atwood. And he says that all of them participated in promoting the documentary and committing defamation and slander against him and his Bad Boy Corporation and his brands. Right after that, Sean started deleting damn near all the content on his channel that he had with Jaguar. And Jaguar, I know you still watch my channels. You remember when I told you right before February 9th that he was going to betray you. I told you that. I said, Sean, because I was pissed when I seen that interview that Sean did with Courtney Burgess and Roro, where he was just letting Courtney drag Jaguar for filth and not defending Jaguar, not saying or doing nothing like, you know, Jaguar, like a person would do. If that's your homegirl, you would defend her. They was sitting there laughing together, and I'll never forget that shit because I told Jaguar about it then, and she had got mad at me. I said, bruh, he got your arch enemy on his channel, letting him sit there drag you for filth, and you still fucking with this motherfucker? Well, Sean is family. Is he? A skinhead is family to a Black Panther? Since when? Well, I don't think he's that way anymore. How do you know he's not? How much time have you spent with him in real life? You know, people that are racist will still use niggas for clout and to gain money. Just like the slave masters did. Everything I told her that was going to happen has happened. Everything. And I'll never forget that shit because that's the first time me and her ever got into it. Because I'm like, yo, you mad at me? I said, you keep asking me my opinion on shit. And then when I tell you what I see because it ain't what you want or what you like, then you act like I'm the fucking enemy. I said, bruh, I'm telling you this shit about Sean for a reason. Because I seen it coming. I said, what's going to happen is it's going to be a situation where both of y'all are involved and he's going to throw you under the bus to save his own ass. He didn't defend Jaguar when he got named in that case. He started deleting all their content. Then they get into it. And from what she said, they got into it over Maggie and the situation with Shane and Roro. But other people said, nah, they got into it because basically Sean got mad because Jaguar was allegedly allowing people on her channel to call him a racist. Well, sir, if you were ever openly a skinhead, part of the Aryan nation, any person who's a minority is going to consider you a racist. Hell, even white people will consider you a racist, sir. You join the Aryan nation. Having Jaguar on your channel did not make you non-racist. He couldn't possibly be prejudiced. He had Jaguar on this channel all the time, yup. And they know a coon when they see a coon. And will use a coon to do coonery shit. The fact that Sean openly admitted that he told Roro and Shane which channels to stay away from to avoid drama and that Maggie and Jaguar were the main two channels spoke volumes. It even offended me and it wasn't even about me. And I told her, I said, I'm not fucking with Sean. She was like, why? I said, because he's disrespectful. How the fuck I said, you keep calling this motherfucker family and he be low-key talking shit about you. She like, what you mean? I said, Roro said right on the live with me on Maggie's channel that Sean told him and Shane that there are certain platforms they need to stay away from to avoid drama and so as not to make their brand look bad, and that Maggie and Jaguar's channels were the two channels. Roro said that shit in defense of Shane's behavior. So what that means is that Sean was talking shit behind your back, Jaguar, just like I fucking told your stupid ass in the beginning of February. Don't ever ask me my opinion spiritually and think I'm not gonna give it to you raw and 100. I said what I said about Sean because I saw his conversations in the 5D. And because as an empath, I feel it. He's one of them fake ass racists. The behind the scenes racist, but in public you act like you not. But behind the scenes you probably done called her all type of niggers. Not niggas the way we say it as a term of endearment. But the way y'all meant it as racist. I told you that motherfucker wasn't for you and you fucked around and found out. So for those who keep trying to question my spiritual gifts, I'm extremely accurate and on point. Because my subscribers will tell any of y'all that are new to my channel that everything I told them was going to happen after the events of February 9th. Has it not happened. If y'all remember that, just put it in the chat. Yes, D. I told y'all that they was going to turn on each other. I told y'all all the events that were going to occur. Now, I did not tell anybody that I saw Murph's funeral, but I did. That's why it was shocking when I found out he had died in July. And we just found that out a couple weeks ago. It's going to be 4 more. And some of these other transitions do involve the very people that were on panel with you. And one of them is very, very close to you. And it's going to be devastating for you, Jaguar. But these are the choices that all of you made, not once, over and over and over, for weeks after February 9th. And I kept telling you, for every day that y'all did that shit, the penalty is great. I've said multiple times, you are not prepared to deal with the spiritual protection that I have. I myself never have to ever cause you harm. I don't have to wish you harm. I don't have to send harm to you. I only have to give you over to my ancestors. And they take care of it in the spiritual realm. And they are very ruthless. And what they have told me is we're going to be as ruthless to them as they have been to you, D. 100,000 times fold worse. It's not a game. Spiritual warfare is not a game. Coming together to try to take down the true chosen will only bring death and hell, because that's what follows your own evil intentions back to you. The things that are happening to these people, I don't even want to happen to them. But it's the choice you make when you do things like this, especially unjust and without cause. That scripture in the Bible that says, woe unto them that offend even the least of mine, it would be better that they had a noose tied around their neck and be plunged into the very depth of the sea with the biggest boulder rock. That is the words of Yeshua, the true Christ. So if you think that it's wise to group together to come against one of the true chosen, especially one who has done nothing but supported you, and then you wonder why so many horrible things have been happening in your life, you can't come against the chosen and win, ever. You will fail every time. And when the ancestors start showing up, and when the angel of death starts showing up, because that's what you have called and attracted by your own evil intentions, they're going to remind you of what you did. You're going to know why they're there. And there's no talking your way out of it once they show up. There's no stopping what they choose to do. If you ever shit on me and I walk away from you, thank God for that. You ever shit on me and I don't seek revenge, thank God for that. And when shit in your life starts going real left and you can't figure out why, that's my ancestors on your ass. Especially those of you who mocked them and me. I know for a fact they've shown up to your houses because they've shown me. Jaguar, if you think this October 14th hearing is some shit, it's some other ones. It's some other ones that are about to be exposed. There's some other ones that you're already aware of. It's a lot of people saying the same shit about you allegedly being another She Diddy. You know, I didn't want to believe Adria because she just, and I still don't, I'm going to be honest, I don't believe a lot of what she has said, but I wonder how much truth is there to the things she did say about there being other She Diddies. Is it possible, Jaguar, that you are another She Diddy? Because just like Adria knows a lot of shit, you know way too much. Ain't no fucking way you could know all of this shit about Diddy and Jay-Z and the goings on at these events if you weren't present. Literally, you would have had to be present to know all of what you know. Otherwise, it's just gossip and hearsay. But the admission out of your mouth on Goomba's voicemail where you said they are not going to need me for this one. Authorities, I don't understand why the fuck she ain't locked up just behind that. I would think most police officers would consider that a confession, an admission of guilt. They're not going to need me for this one. They're going to stage you. And they're going to say that you were a veteran that finally snapped. That almost sounds rehearsed. Like, maybe that's like a secret code thing. Like, okay, with this one we're going to stage he's a veteran that snapped. With this one we're going to stage that they were on fentanyl. Like, it sounds almost scripted, as if they plan out certain scenarios for certain types of alleged sacrifices. Because who the fuck is they? They're not going to need me? Is they Jay-Z, Diddy, and Clive? Is they a military group? Is they Paperwork Party TV, Miss Boots on the Ground? Who the fuck is they? Thank you, RJ. Plus Sean Rose with Rocco Fowler, and that speaks volumes. Exactly. When you told us about your experience with him and how when the events to which he was accused of sexually abusing people that he was taking care of, he was handled. Sean had that raggedy meth head ass motherfucker on his channel. Right after he had Courtney Burgess there. And Sean let Rocco Fowler talk shit about your ass on his channel too. He let Courtney Burgess talk shit about your ass on his channel. He let Rocco Fowler talk shit about you on his channel. Then you got into it with his psychic lady. What was her name? Was it Bethany? Bridget? What was Sean Atwood? What was the white lady's name that Sean Atwood had, the clairvoyant? Bethany? It was something like that. Regardless, Then she started talking shit about her. And I'm like, I thought that was like your sister friend. She went off on Sean talking about come get your trash, referring to Maggie. Sean Atwood, I told you to come get your trash and all this psycho shit. Sean Atwood ignored your ass when y'all were aligned, Jaguar. What made you think he was going to play your game of the cyber bullying back and forth? You telling him to come get Maggie. Meanwhile, you were constantly on Maggie's channel every day, every morning. Sean allowed Shane to come to your platform and Maggie's and disrespect y'all both with his white supremacist energy and rhetoric. Then sent Roro to try to defend and white-splain it. Then when that didn't work, the next day he finally shows up on your channel trying to save face because myself and many others were accusing him of aligning with racist behavior that Shane was clearly projecting onto Maggie, and not just Maggie, onto me too. And it's like, oh shit, people are calling me a racist. Let me get over to Jaguar's channel and finally make an appearance and let everybody know that we're cool and there's nothing between us. And then Jaguar, playing her coonin' fucking role. Yes, sir, you, sir. We all good. Now y'all not. Now you're not friends with Roro, who you called family. You're not friends with Maggie, who you called family. You're not friends with Sean, who you called family. And then you drug ODZ for Phil. It's like everybody is the problem except for you. The sheer audacity to say that I never supported you when your platform was put on display more than my own on my own channel is just some straight bullshit. I ain't ever finna take them lives down because I want the whole world to see exactly how much I supported your ass. And my support for anybody I support is always genuine. Y'all tried to strike my channel and then took it down when I reminded both of you that there are lives on my channel right now displaying the many times that you gave me permission to review all of your music, to use your music, your images, and your likelihood in any content on my channel, specifically when it came to me doing the music reviews, my lives, and any other digital content. And then after saying that publicly and openly on my lives, I also have it in the emails. And yet y'all tried to strike my channel on the basis of copyright infringement from a photo that I used in a thumbnail that not only did you approve, you expressed that you liked. So then after I reminded you both of that, then you took the strike off. And it's just like, yo, it's bad enough that this motherfucker had said so much bullshit, bullying me. Then the game stalking that went on for weeks after the bullying event. And you mentioned my miscarriages and my living situation and my family issues and the bleeding from the surgery that I need. You went for everything that you thought could potentially break me and make me feel like shit. And it did initially hurt me deeply. Because the biggest thing is why, when all I did was support you. I didn't betray you. That's why I was surprised and shocked when I woke up and I'm on the panel like, why the fuck is she going off? What in the hell is going on? Plus I was still half asleep, so my brain was foggy. I thought I was dreaming this shit. I'm like, is she yelling? What is she mad for? Ain't we supposed to be talking about Giovanni in a dream? Then the premonition flash, like, yep, this is exactly what I saw. Even down to me waking up confused as shit. This is exactly what they showed me. And this motherfucker's really doing this shit. And acting justified in it. I think I was not only hitting the nail on the head with the satanic ritual calendar, I think that you were falling and catching feelings. Because no matter what you did, you could not break me. And I think that maybe their agenda to send you to befriend and show love and love bomb and convince, I think that you failed their mission. And I think you started to truly have feelings of gratitude for the healing you were receiving and all the support. And it obviously went to your ego too, because you thought I was like them other people. Oh, she's just a clout chaser. No, I was supporting you on Storm's channel, where I followed you the most. Like, how else shall I say this? In 2018, you were just getting noticed, Jaguar. And I didn't even have a YouTube channel in 2018. I was speaking my truth on my Facebook page. So to say that I was clout chasing, then why the fuck was I supporting you since 2018 on Storm's channel? I didn't find your channel until this past year in 2024. That's 6 years of following you on another content creator's channel before I ever even had a YouTube channel myself. I followed and supported you like many others because I thought you were a true survivor of sexual abuse advocate. And if you were really an advocate, of course, I wanted to align with you and be able to collaborate and experience, positive things with you, only to find out that you went so far as to threaten your ex-husband's new girlfriend and children with rape. And it just doesn't make sense. Even if you're mad at him, what the fuck did her kids have to do with any of that? A man leaving you for another chick should never lead to you telling him that his mom's going to be chopped up and that his girlfriend and her children, her unfortunate children, as you said, would be abducted, raped, and killed. When, again, that's exactly what's on the satanic ritual calendar as a form of their alleged sacrifice. That's one of the things that they do. Thank y'all for confirming that. Yeah, because all that shit I said has all manifested. I already know. I already know it's a matter of time. Has fallen in and out with real life. Damn, I knew that shit was coming. I knew that shit was coming when me, her, and Odell had that last conversation about the blue couch, because they had asked me my opinion on that too. And I said, I feel like the people on the blue couch ain't your friend neither. The same time I was trying to warn her about Sean, I warned her about them, because I heard it for myself. Some leaked audio of both, I forget their names, both of the main hosts, saying how she was just for clout and how they thought she was crazy. but she was really good for views because she gets their channel millions of views. So whatever they got to say or do to keep her happy or to keep her in agreement with continuing to do interviews, they're going to say and do whatever they got to do. So that's not even surprising to hear that. Not at all. She is a classic example of how narcissistic people who do not want to take accountability for their actions act. 1000%. Really, she's an example of people who have narcissistic personality disorder act. Because they really don't see nothing wrong with their behavior. They feel like everybody else is crazy except for them. And called you a hemophiliac and even called you Southern dumb and much worse. Yeah, all of that shit. When I'm not even from the South. Yeah, you Southern dumb little girl. I'm from the Midwest, bitch. What the fuck are you talking? Like, all that shit she was saying came from a place of her being on demon time. Because again, demons exploit your vulnerabilities. Those were definitely demons from within Legion working through her. That's why that shit hurt me, because it's just like, I ain't even did nothing to you to deserve this. Like, I could see if I did some shit to you. I ain't even did shit, bruh. Like, you just a hateful bitch because you a hateful bitch. It ain't because I did shit to you. Other than support your ass. Then you clearly didn't deserve that. All right, fam. Good night. At the end of the day, I don't put nothing past Jaguar Wright, just like I don't put nothing past Diddy. Diddy said on that leak video, that leak phone call to his son, get rid of all the pizza boxes and the plastic. Everybody knows what the fuck that meant. Get rid of the pizza boxes and the plastic. That's get rid of the evidence. That shit is crazy, bruh. Like, this motherfucker had the audacity to say that on the prison phone, and his attorneys are trying to get him acquitted. Because he clearly knew that there was something, some sort of evidence that could have made shit worse. And what's even more sad is the way he's involved his children in his shit, especially his sons. They honestly really don't got no chance. Get rid of all the pizza boxes and the plastic is code. And if you know, you know. Straight up. What if the pizza boxes and plastic, Jaguar was allegedly a part of that? What if paperwork was? Again, she said paperwork was her boots on the ground. Y'all know what that means. How do we know her in paperwork? Didn't allegedly transport people and shit. That's your boots on the ground, right? Because again, paperwork is not known in the industry at all. But he has made it his business to make sure that his name is named in controversy. He made sure to clout chase off of the Angie Stone story by taking those meta glasses in there and recording the cadaver in the coffin. He made sure to align with Shane Brown, the alleged cousin of Whitney Houston. Or I think he's the alleged cousin of Bobby Brown. Either way. Then paperwork was putting out there that Clive Davis was allegedly trolling his stories on Instagram. Why does Paperwork want to be connected to the music industry so bad? People who are named as boots on the ground are used for all types of things, including the transportation of goods and services and allegedly even people. So more and more, Jaguar, this hearing on October 14th sounds like it might expose some shit about you that is true, allegedly. And Diddy, you gonna need to probably sell that jet that you got instead of putting it on that Uber for Jets website to be rented out. I think you need to just go on and just sell it. Because again, you got 157 more hearings coming up, sir. And I just don't see you getting out. I don't. I mean, it could happen, but I don't. All right, y'all. I'm actually about to end the live because it's to my time. But that's what I have for the update. Like I said, Diddy's attorneys are working hard to try to get him acquitted of the current prostitution charges that Judge Arun is going to be sentencing the amount of time he's to spend in prison on next Friday, October 3rd. And then right after that is the hearing on October 14th for the Parham versus Combs hearing. And that again is the hearing that Jaguar is named in. Her, Drewski, Odell Beckham, and Big Homie CC, and many others, and Janice Combs as well. So y'all know I'm going to stay on top of the movement within the docket for that upcoming hearing. But today, well, yesterday technically, the 25th was the acquittal hearing. And to my knowledge, no, the judge has not decided to acquit Diddy. In fact, a decision has yet to even be made because the hearing was just done today. Well, yesterday technically, because it's after midnight. But the hearing was just done on the 25th. So I will keep you guys posted if I do hear or see any evidence that the judge has made a decision regarding whether or not Diddy's going to be acquitted. I honestly highly doubt it that that's going to happen. And then I'll let you know what I see or hear regarding the sex trafficking case that Jaguar is named in. And if, like I said, if before the next, few weeks, she receives an approval on that dismissal, then I definitely want to see the documented details, because I just want to see what did she present as evidence to where they would grant her that dismissal. Because again, she says she was locked up. My thing is this: if you're locked up, then shouldn't the federal government have access to see your records then? It's like if you were locked up during that time, I mean, it's, they can see all that. They can see, okay, why would they even name you if they could see that you were locked up in jail at the time? So again, it's not really adding up to me. And I'm definitely a show me kind of person. I'd rather you show and prove that you were locked up and show it to the world like you do everything else. With all the other clout chasing that you do. Show that to the world that you're innocent. All right, so I will keep y'all updated. And again, I'm not going to do it right now because of the time, because I am tired. My sleep aid is kicking in. But I'll come back later today and do another free reading live. So if you have a question that you'd like a psychic reading response to, come back later today. Your first reading will be free. And then after that, any additional questions are angel number 1111. And then you can also book a private video consultation for 30 minutes or 1 hour, or a 15-minute reading where that would be done through audio call. And again, thank you to those who tuned in tonight. Thank you to everybody that participated in the chat. And for those who this was your first time watching, thank you and welcome to Dee's World. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell, because I definitely am going to keep my foot on Jaguar's neck, and I definitely am going to continue to follow this hearing. And I'm going to look up the details as far as the dates to see what is lining up between the Penske hearing and allegations, and also how that coincides with this current hearing that's set to start on October 14th. Like, now that Cody put that in the chat, it's like, okay, what if all the dates do line up? You know, the dates from when the women said that they were allegedly trafficked, down to what were the dates of the Penske truck? Like, when did you first pick it up? Where was it traveled with to? And what was the date that it was supposed to have been returned? And then again, if that shit was stolen and it's a commercial vehicle, one, insurance would have definitely found it. Two, it would have been returned to the point to where you would not have been penalized for not returning it. So not returning it sounds like the truck itself came up missing. And how, Sway? Thank you, Andrew. Seriously. Just like, again, how could you know that they stole Giovanni's ashes if you had the Penske truck with you and everything was locked up? There's literally no way that they'd be able to get inside the truck unless they had industrial pliers that, were the gigantic ones that are able to snap like a padlock. And then that's the other thing. If the truck was being stolen, I'm sure there had to have been noise associated with that. If you were seeing the truck being stolen, like, how long did it take you to contact 911? I know if I'm up in an apartment and I look down and I see that my vehicle is being compromised, the first thing I'm going to do is go down and capture as much images as I can of the other person's, license plate number. And then I'm reporting all of that to the police. How did they have time to steal the Penske truck without anybody noticing? I think what we're about to see is an unleashing of justice, meaning that people who have gotten away with this stuff, when I tell you that God's going to hold you accountable, there will literally be nothing you can say or do or pay to escape. You're going to be held accountable, and you're going to have to answer for what you did. Diddy, you're not getting acquitted. Give it up. Accept your sentencing and accept your fate, because you got 157 more cases to go, sir. Jaguar, all of your shit's getting exposed. And everything I told you guys when the events happened on February 9th, everything so far has manifested to a T, exactly according to what I was shown and what I told y'all. There's a reason for that. The Most High God is not allowing the rulers of darkness and the spiritual wickedness in high places. God's not going to allow that to continue to happen much longer. Even if this planet is the home for the fallen angels, the Most High God dwells within this planet when we bring that energy and that frequency here. God's not playing with these low vibrational deities. All will be revealed, all will be exposed, all will be held accountable. Jaguar, I have a feeling you're going to need more than 25K. And Diddy, his I can live above the law energy, God's about to remove the very people that have been protecting that man all these years. They're all about to be shifted out, one way or the other. It's about to be a lot of funerals, back to back. The spiritual wickedness in high places is when you are a part of their club, their pyramid. Those at the top of the pyramid are able to orchestrate our daily events, our daily lives, right? They can also give command, and they can send certain protections from the darker realm. But what they all forget is that they're not bigger than the Most High God. Yep, honestly, it's all tying together now. Ray J threatening Fab with rape and saying how I know niggas that like niggas that rape niggas. Then we got Diddy with allegations, Suge Knight with allegations. We've got women and men coming forward with more allegations against Diddy. Then we got Ray J. Only him and Kanye have said free Diddy. And again, him and Kanye have both been accused of the same. I think it's safe to say that all these people are the same and they're all going to suffer a penalty. So sounds good to see you, my love. Good to see you. Why wouldn't she just call the police? Makes no sense. Thank you. If your Penske truck was stolen, why didn't you call the police? Is there a police report? Because again, the irony with all of this is that Sam had just got done speaking on how he found out you allegedly hid your pocketbook just so he could frantically look for it and you could record it for content, which you absolutely did, which was disgusting to do to your own child who was only 12 years old, who had been standing outside in the heat with your mom because they both had just been evicted and escorted out of the building. It's just disgusting. So if you made them go through all of that shit, finally find your pocketbook, you get the truck, y'all travel across state lines, truck doesn't get returned, you claim it was a bunch of content creators that all got together to steal it from you. Meantime, you now are faced with felony charges for Grand Theft Auto. So you've got to prove your innocence for the Penske truck hearing. Then you've got to prove your innocence for the Diddy hearing. I just think it's time. Everybody involved has to pay the price. And the ferryman is coming around soon to collect. Maybe not wanting to be found by police is maybe why. Well, yeah, because, I mean, think about it. She's got warrants. She doesn't want to call the police to anywhere she's at. My thing is, if the rumors that she allegedly sacrificed Giovanni are true, and I really do pray to God that they're not, but if they are, was it worth it? Was everything that you've gone through worth it? And if they decided to come for Sam, would you defend your son or would you allow it to happen? These are things that I didn't consider when we were aligned and I was supporting Jaguar, because I didn't even want to think that any of this could potentially be true. But it could very well be true. Everybody's not out to get you. But I will say it's my opinion that you create enemies everywhere you go. Soul Sound said, hell no, it's not worth it. Look at her now, depending on others' misery to have something to be relevant about. Exactly. Exactly. And then people wonder why I don't want to reconnect, realign, or, oh, D, they want you on this channel, on that channel. I don't give a damn what anybody wants. If people want my time, they're going to pay for it. It's that simple. But so far, everything is adding up to the accusations. Now it's about seeing what actually does go on in court. So y'all stay tuned. Family, thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate all of you, especially those who consistently do come in and engage in the chat. Shout out to all the new DzPeepz. Shout out to the new DzPeepz on Rumble. Thank you. Y'all don't forget to like the video, share the video, and even after the live ends, share your feedback in the comments, because I really do be wanting to know what y'all think. So drop down in the comments and let me go. Let me, see, I'm tired. Drop down in the comments and let me know is what I was trying to say. So I love y'all, family. I definitely need to go to bed. When I start twisting up my words, it's because the sleep aid done kicked in. Just catch the replay, hon. Catch the replay. What I don't understand is if they off her son, why was no one in trouble? So many questions, Andrew. So many. And that was one of the main ones. Where are the people that sacrificed him? How come they weren't held? Like, there's so many. How come they weren't held accountable? Like, what happened? So, love you back, hun. No problem. Like I said, I'm falling asleep, so I'm definitely about to end the live. But I will be back tonight with more information on all of this. And then I'll do a separate live for the readings. So again, family, for those who would like a video consultation, whether 30 minutes or 1 hour or a 15-minute reading, I will have availability this weekend. During the live readings, your first question, your first reading is free. And then after that, any additional questions as a donation amount of $11.11. And my prices, while some might think they're pricey, they're actually a lot lower than the competition, because I do benchmarking. So all the other psychics that I know charge anywhere from $5 to $20 a minute, and all of their readings start at $100, and that's for just a regular reading of, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So I am offering a pretty huge discount, but I'm doing that because you guys are my DzPeepz. So again, with the private readings, if it's a 30-minute or 1 hour, you would join me on panel just like I am right now. And then after we do our live session, you'll have access to the link for your live reading video. That way you can refer back to it whenever you would like. So if during the next reading for the live readings, or even after this live, if you're interested in booking a private video consultation or a one-on-one private reading, just let me know. And if you've got questions that you'd like answers to during the live, then drop down in the chat and let me know as well. All right, family, y'all have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will return later today. Like